So sometimes you have a room in your house that there is just nothing in it or no direction of the room. And you might be asking, what the heck do I do with it? So this is a great example of that.
This room is right off the entry. So when we're moving, a lot of times it's because maybe we had a child go to college, maybe we lost our soulmate, maybe we got a divorce. Okay, all those things happen to this homeowner. So
She's been through a lot.
She's been through a lot. So this is the room that has kind of collected all, done the homeschooling, all those type of things. She only has 2 bedrooms on the main, so this is critical that either she moves everything out and gets rid of it and makes it an empty room, or she uses, I think, a day bed or an air mattress or something to show it's a bedroom, because otherwise she's only going to be showing 1 bedroom on the main, which can be very problematic.
Yeah, I would highly recommend turning this back into a bedroom, especially because it does have an attached bathroom. And again, I know we mentioned this before, but if you don't have an extra bed to put in here, things that you can use is, like Annette said, air mattresses. You can put some boxes together and just put some bedding over it. And make it a makeshift bedroom like that, just so people can visualize of what it is going to be used for.
This has great earthy tones, so a lot of times outdoor rugs actually are less expensive than indoor rugs.
Yeah,
and
multi-use too.
Yeah, so you can get something that's a little bit even smaller just at the foot of the bed to give it a little bit. If you get like just one of those inexpensive jute rugs, you can actually paint them. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did.
So you can just paint it real quick, give it a little pattern or a little color, and then you had the great idea of yoga mats.
Yeah, so if you just have some yoga mats sitting around, or if you just go purchase a couple, they're really inexpensive. So that way, if you don't want to purchase a more expensive cushion pad to put underneath it, and you don't want it sliding around, yoga mats are great for that. They're gonna stop the slide and also give it a little bit of cushion and a little bit of sound absorbance.
You also want to make sure to check all your light bulbs. She has a light bulb out in the corner. We all have that happen.
Yes.
But you want all your light bulbs to work because you want as much light in each room as you can.
We also highly recommend using more of a cool tone light bulb than the warm tones, because they tend to turn colors into colors you might not necessarily want. And they also illuminate your room a little bit better, so that way everything can be seen.
The hardest thing I think right now is getting every light bulb to be the same color.
I agree.
So do check that as you're looking at the rooms. If all the light bulbs in your home aren't the same color, just make each room the same color. At least that's kind of the inexpensive solution.
You don't want a buyer to come in and instead of looking at the bedroom, they're focusing on all of these weird, crazy light bulbs in your room, or ones that are burnt out.
One of the things she did really well is she took and she framed this window. So this is a nice sized window, but she actually took her curtain rods and went farther back. So she left, so the window looks larger.
Yeah,
so
this window really looks like it's almost the full size of the room. And it's really not. You know, this window stops right where these curtains start, but look how much bigger this window looks with these curtains pulled to the side.
So even if she cleans everything out, I would leave the curtains.
Absolutely, yep. And if that's what you decide to do is pull everything out, I would suggest pulling everything out. And I mean all this stuff hanging on the walls, you're gonna wanna patch holes, and just make it look as clean as possible, so that way people can see how big it is.
When we patch holes, hardly ever does it work just to, you usually have to repaint that whole wall. So in this house, if they're gonna empty the room, I would go ahead and repaint a little bit lighter color. It is a pretty deep, very specific color. And if I'm gonna have to repaint anyway, I would go ahead and get it painted a little more lighter, neutral. If you're painting over a deep color like this and you don't wanna do tons of coats, just pick a shade kind of lighter. So even if it was kind of a more of a orangish beige, that's gonna work and still be neutral enough.
Yeah, when you get your color swatches, and if you pick one of the lower ones that are the deeper ones like Annette's talking about, if you just go up a couple of shades on that same swatch, usually it's the same family, and even if it bleeds through a little bit, it's still going to look good.
So those are all things to think about. The other thing I think this brings up is you are moving for a reason, so make sure to have those conversations with your realtors. Don't be embarrassed about divorce, death, kids leaving, whatever. Sometimes we're in the trauma of what's going on. We are just trying to move forward and we just don't want to talk about it. We get it, and as realtors, they're here to help you. They're doing that job to help you. So really be open, be like, hey, you know what? I'm in this situation. I don't have anything to put in this room. How can you help me? So really be open to that, because realtors love to help, and a lot of times they have a lot of resources to help you out.
Absolutely.